What's up, Buttercups? It's me, Amy Young. I'm coming at you with a Friday freestyle. The second to last Friday freestyle until my planned YouTube hiatus, which I already have so many mixed feelings about because like as I'm like filming and editing things, I'm like, I'm gonna miss it so much, but I'm gonna be back. So it's like, I'm not gonna be all over dramatic about it. I do wanna say right at the top, before diving into today's vid, thank you all so much for just being the coolest supportive group of mofos any internet creator could ever have in their corner, ever, forever. Reading through your comments last week, getting messages and emails and just words of support and like that you're excited about the podcast, it just gives me life. I appreciate it very much. It means a lot. Okay. Stuff to talk about because life is still happening all around us, and sometimes life is hard to manage. Sometimes taking care of ourselves is hard, and doing what's right for us is really hard. I had a session with one of my beautiful, wonderful, brilliant AF clients, and she spat out some wisdom that I wanted to bring to all of your internet doorsteps today. So at the end of every session, you know, when we're kind of wrapping up, I'm always like, okay, so what's the focus, you know, for the next week, for the next 2 weeks until we talk next time? What are you going to go away and think about? Let's create an assignment. Like, what do you want to do based on what we talk about? And she paused for a second and she was like, you know, I think the main thing I just want to remember is that sometimes exercising self-control is self-care. And I was like, jaw on the floor, like, that's really brilliant and interesting, and I have to bring this to all of you. So she gave me permission to share her her words, because I think we tend to assume that exercising self-control and saying no to things and choosing not to do things is automatically restrictive. Like, it's automatically not something we want to do. Like, it's like, I don't want to tell myself no. I don't want to exercise self-control. Self-control is not something also that I talk about a lot, because in general, I think many of us are really reaching and grasping for control in our lives. And I'm a big believer that ultimately we just don't have a lot of control. And when we're trying to reach for control, it's usually there's something else that we want more, like just a sense of calm or peace or acceptance for a situation. When we're trying to control things, it's usually because we feel a lack of that. But sometimes exercising self-control and having agency and influence over the stuff that you actually can kind of control in your life is the greatest form of self-care any of us can take and participate in. Whether it's noticing that you have a really bad habit of, oh my gosh, like what's something that I've noticed with me lately? I go to town on a bag of pita chips and a big block of mozzarella cheese more often than I would like to admit. I love my pita chips and my cheese. It's like, I've posted on Instagram before, I'm like, pita chips will be the end of me, like death by pita chips. I will just like eat and eat and eat them. And if I decide that pita chips aren't helping me live my life the way I want to, if I don't like the effect that it's having on my body, if I notice I start feeling sluggish in the afternoon because I just carbo loaded and ate cheese for an hour and a half while listening to my favorite podcast, I might feel like, you know, I need to exercise some self-control here and I need to limit my pita chip intake. Here's the thing though, if I'm doing that and it feels like a form of punishment, or I'm restricting myself, or I'm saying like, bad Amy, the chips and the cheese, those are like a treat and you don't get to have that and you're bad because you indulge in that. Up shit creek, officially. Doesn't work. Anytime that we try to exercise self-control from a place of restriction or punishment, we are dead in the water, you guys. If you tell yourself, I cannot contact my ex because I can't control myself with him and because he's a bad person and I'm a bad person if I reach out to him, if you're trying to restrict yourself in that way and enforce self-control from a place of punishment, it's never, ever, ever gonna work. If we can reframe this concept of self-control and associate it with self-care, with this is me taking care of myself. This is me producing positive things in my life. This is me feeling good, more better on a more daily basis. Suddenly it's a lot softer, it's a lot more manageable, it's a lot more inviting because we're not punishing ourselves for doing what we want or being who we want or eating the pita chips or calling our ex. So I can remember specifically a point in time when, like, with food, because I've talked about my weight loss before, the light switch that went on for me was when I realized that me exercising control over what types of foods I ate and how often I hit the treadmill was me taking really amazing care of myself. Suddenly, I felt a lot more inspired and excited to do it because I realized, you know, like the chips and the cheese and the Cheetos and the cheesecake and everything else starts with cha. I think that that's making me feel good. It's not. It's making me feel horrible. And when I say yes to it, I'm saying no to my body and my health and my well-being and my self-esteem and my relationship with myself because I'm not happy right now. So when I started saying no to that stuff and exercising self-control in this caring, positive way, it was a lot easier to maintain and sustain it because I wasn't fighting with myself and treating myself like I was like a bad, out of control person who needed to be kept in like a tiny little box, who could only get, like, you know, a crudité, like celery carrot plate shoved under the jail cell door twice a day. Human beings do not want to be punished and restricted. We don't like it. We do want to be cared for and taken care of. And there's no better person to care for or take care of you but you. Always, always, always. You know what you need better than anyone else ever, ever, ever will. And if you're not giving yourself what you need, and if you're succumbing to the temptations of shitty people, shitty food, shitty habits, bad behavior, crappy thought patterns, negative self-talk, stop trying to control it from a place of punishment and restriction. Stop trying to tell yourself, I can't have that stuff because I'm bad. Start telling yourself, I can say no to that because I'm really good. And I really want to nurture this good, wonderful part of me that wants me to succeed and be happy and do well. Love that part of you. Love the part of you that wants to exercise self-control. Yeah, I just love these words. I want to put them on shirts and bumper stickers. Sometimes self-control is a form of self-care. And the more that we can build that bridge in our minds and recognize that saying no to other things, other people, empty calories, is sometimes saying yes to ourselves, off to the fucking races. So say yes to you every day of the week. Say no to just what isn't working for you anymore. And recognize it and treat it like a treat. Getting to say no to junk that doesn't make you feel how you want to feel in your life. So good. Special thanks to my BWC, beautiful, wonderful client, for letting me share and riff on her words. And special thanks to all of you for tuning in and for being so supportive of the changes that I'm planning to make. I still have like some videos planned. I'm not gonna be able to stop myself from creating stuff for you. So you are always welcome to continue subscribing because I'm not really going anywhere. So please hit subscribe. If you wanna be on my email list, link is in the description box. Like always, lots of cool stuff gonna be coming out there. And otherwise, I just really hope that you're having a fabulous day, night, week, wherever you are. And thank you for tuning in and sitting with me. Go take care of yourself. Go take really, really good care of yourself, even if it means, especially if it means exercising some well-intentioned self-control. Hugs forever. You're so beautiful, perfect. I'll see ya.